Greetings, friends, and welcome to Enigma Night Gaming. My name is Liara, and I will be your guide in today's adventure. Today, we're playing Disco Elysium, and in today's episode, we're going to try and knock off some of those extra quest missions, whatever you want to call them, that we have in our little detective's notebook. So, without further ado, let's hop into the game. Alright, so let us take a peek at our quest log. So we've actually not got that very many quests left to do. We have to get 2 signatures for Everart, but Isobel doesn't want to sign it. So I don't know what we need to do for that, but this feels like a pretty big game. We've gotten a good bit of gameplay out of it. Yeah, this is way bigger than I expected it would be, for real. We got to sing karaoke, which we're going to do that tonight. We have everything we need. We're just going to wait until the evening to do it. We still got to figure out how to get into secret passages, so I'm not sure about that. We still got to figure out who made the call to report the murder in the first place and who put the clothes in the trash. I've been waiting all week for this. Cannot wait for karaoke. Welcome in, Mr. Socially Awkward. Yeah, karaoke is going to be great. We will be getting to that after a while. We could still ask the scab leader about tattoos. I'm kind of nervous about that because that could get hostile real fast. But we do have to find out about it. So... And we get to call back in on Wednesday, I think. Or no, I don't remember. It's like the next day from whatever it is. We haven't slept yet. So whatever day it is, the next day we got to go ask about the armor. And then we still have to find Morale. So I think we might kind of start with that, actually. Like just kind of looking and seeing. Also, there was something out there that I didn't notice before. I saw it out the window. I wonder if I can see it from this side. I'm gonna actually go back in just so I can see. I saw like the green, there's something here, circle as soon as I... What is this? There's something here. You see hawthorn bushes outside. Is that a hint about the secret passage, I wonder? Maybe we'll go take a peek at that. I'm curious. So yeah, it's 12:57. We got a little bit of time to kill. So I wonder if that's if that's what we'll discover when we find the secret passage, right? Kind of makes me wonder. How could we get up there? I haven't seen anything. There's obviously some kind of secret passage, but I don't know that it's external. Let's see. The sound of melting snow dripping off the roof. It's strange. We might also want to check the basement and see if that freezer has finished melting yet. We haven't checked on that in a while. I kind of think that the passageway has got to be from inside somewhere. Let's go take a quick peek at the freezer and see if it's done doing its thing. It might not be, but we'll at least see.
This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner and an electric freezer. The ice around it slowly melting.
Let's try to open it, see if it's defrosted enough to do that.
You slip your fingers under the frozen lid, but the ice is too cold for you to get a good grip. A pry bar would come in handy here.
Do we have a pry bar, I
No,
wonder?
this is going to need something else. Some kind of super pry bar. Don't even try to open it with a regular pry bar. You're just wasting your time.
Are we?
If you want to try again, then you need to have the pry bar in your hand, detective.
Of course, of course.
Equip the pry bar by going to the Tools tab in your inventory.
All right.
From there, you can equip it to a held slot.
Okay, so let's do that real fast. Items. No, tools. Equip the pry bar. All right. Will it work this time?
This
Probably
orange
not,
machine is
but
dead still. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner and
pry
an
bar is
electric
not
freezer.
strong enough. Okay, I see. We're definitely going to have to get a better pry bar, I guess, because this one is not strong enough. We'll have to figure that out. Maybe it has to melt some more. That also is a possibility. All right, so let's go back to the new area that we discovered last time and see if we can't potentially... Actually, there was something I wanted to do in the bookshop, I think. Let me see. I don't remember. I'm gonna look at all the stuff in here though, because I feel like there was a
small
book we
mountain
wanted to
of
buy.
colorful board game boxes. There are numerous types of games
I think
for
it was
all
up top
ages.
though.
A lot of shelf space seems to be taken up by Wirral-related merchandise.
Okay, let's look through the
An
pile.
endless variety of source books, lore books, and codices litter the table.
This
The
is related
topmost
to
book is
that
titled
shop
Welkin
that we
Compendium,
found in the
2nd
abandoned
edition.
area. Okay.
There's also a large hardbound tome with intricate cover art, The Hunters of Katawak, Boreal Creature Compendium, and a Pick Your Path adventure game book titled Tales of Wirral, Cavern of Velkrag.
Okay.
Books in a board game section? Who wants to read books?
Anything that really catches my eye?
There's a box that says Wirral, 3rd edition Mega Setting Supplements module. The side panel notes, a fantastique adventure board game, new maps and miniatures. A sticker on it displays 25 real.
Oh, I don't have that. So.
That price is steep, but then it's the 3rd edition Mega Setting Supplement, so it makes sense.
Okay. What board games do you have?
Wonderful board games, sir. The Viticulturist is a classic for sure, or perhaps you'd like Archipelagos of Insulinda, a very educational game for those interested in geography. Browbritter is a fun game of economic competition, but can get quite intense after a while. We have games for the whole family. You can play with your children.
Look at me. Who'd want to have children with me? I don't feel as if I have any kids. Yes, kids, friends, chicks, I have all those. I don't feel as if I have any kids.
Friends are technically like family.
She fiddles with her pendant thinking.
For playing with friends, I'd recommend Suzerainty. It's a civilization building game where you build a civilization, then set off to brutally colonize and repress other civilizations. It'll cost 12 real.
What about all these rural things?
Lousy auras there. No, role-playing games are popular among those types. You know, who are into those kind of things. Personally, I don't like it. Not at all.
You don't say.
I've heard they turn people into occult enthusiasts. That they have rituals where they try to summon entities. Highly immoral stuff.
Lady.
You can still buy them, though.
Aren't you the one fingering a pendant to ward off evil spirits? I feel like pot kettle here, you know? Anyway, let's look at these books. Oh, we can look at the
The display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks featuring an extremely muscular, sword-wielding barbarian on the cover. Nearly all the titles contain the word Heimdall somewhere.
We read about that shirt or something, right? Look through the display
Rows
of books.
and rows of Heimdall men blur your vision. You make out some titles. Man from Heimdall and the Mammoth Riders. Man from Heimdall, Return to Heimdall. And the solipsistic Man from Heimdall and the Heimdall Man.
How many are there?
Maybe 100. Man from Heimdall and the sages at the end of the world. Man from Heimdall
Man, it just
and the
goes
false
on and
god.
on.
Man from Heimdall and the scorched earth. Man from Heimdall, the Heimdall colonies.
Oh my goodness.
Man from Heimdall and the swamp beast. Man
There's
from
still
Heimdall and the snow
I'm
crabs.
kind of scared to ask, but is that all?
Not even close.
Oh no.
Man from Heimdall in hell. Man from Heimdall and the forest of slaves.
Okay.
Man from Heimdall under the lake. Man from Heimdall, Heimdall burning. There's even The Trial of Death, a pastoral combat game book set in the world of Heimdall man, and so much more.
Pain threshold? Do any of the books call out to me? Oh my goodness.
Nothing of interest.
Okay.
Only silence and the cosmic background pain radiation.
I don't know if I want to change that. That's fine. All right. What is this? Gifts and books. Gifts, books, and molten candy. Okay. All right. I don't think there's anything more over that way. Just the back way. What is this? Looks like Guillaume Lemion, the hair poster. Okay.
Shelves filled to the brim with crime novels featuring the supposedly stalwart Vespertine detective, Dick Mullen.
So there's that novel. Was there other stuff? Let's see. Let's check this out. Oh,
Shelves full
too.
of biographies of famous people, whoever they are.
Okay, there's the Greatest Innocence book. There was something over here. You were walking by and you had a thought about something. What's this?
Several maps have been attached to a bulletin board hidden inside the alcove. They're held up by small pins. The board has come loose from one corner.
Oop.
The maps look old and faded. Your eye catches a map of Insulinda, a map of Revachol, and a map of Martinez.
Look at the map of Insulinda.
This large map displays archipelagos. You see a constellation of small dots on the light blue emptiness of the Insulindic Ocean. The largest in the northeast is La Caillou. You are here.
Okay.
Another far away in the southwest, Seminese Islands, Ile de Fantôme.
Phantom. What
Ozon,
else?
Laurentide, Fas a la Mer,
This is like
Archipelagos,
all the
North
geography
Arcade
we've heard
Islands,
about, right?
all just specks of dust on the vastness of the Insulindic. On the edges of the map, the color fades into a blur of dotted lines, black and white,
All right.
disintegrating into mathematics. In the northeast, a dust mite stands on the north coast of Caillou in a bookstore. It's you.
Can you see cities on the islands?
You can, on Caillou, Revachol, a single black star, on Ozon, Fondelier, and Vilmandu, on archipelagos, Croyan Moran, Villiers, on Seminine, Olduvai, and on Laurentide, Deora of the Seven Seas.
All right.
850 million people live on these little dots, an oceanic world of culture and commerce torn apart by history.
Look at the edges. What's on the
The
edges?
ocean breaks apart into a tangle of cosines and azimuths, all pointing into pale nothingness. Mwindi is the north azimuth. Grad is the northeast azimuth. Samara is the east azimuth. Seo is the west azimuth. Isolas, they're called.
So I guess the maps
Connections
like
to other
connect
worlds.
together.
Words past the Insulindian, unknown to you. You only know you've never been there.
Okay.
You have little idea what they are. Distant stars, gods. But looking at them makes you feel almost non-existent. Whatever they are, the Isolas are immeasurably large compared to you, and very, very far away.
I guess we won't be
Perhaps
traveling
they
there,
are
huh?
gods, gods of distance and outer dust.
Look at the map of Revachol.
The north coast of a verdant island is shattered by the delta of a river. It is the River Esperance. Countless bridges put the shards back together, connecting city blocks to river islands. La Delta says a great artificial heart in the center, teeming with life forms and construction.
Okay.
To the east, rolling hillsides, Le Jardin, Stella Marie, the suburbs of Saint-Baptiste, swallowed up into the megacity.
Isn't that where
They
we
sound
were
rich to you.
from? I don't know.
This is Revachol East.
And west of the river?
Houdon. It's somewhere to live. Not bad.
Oh,
Then
Jamrock.
there's
That's
Jamrock.
the area that
It's
we
bad. People
work
shouldn't
from,
live there,
right?
but they do. Then Forberg.
I
It's
think.
almost as bad
Maybe.
and much larger. Then Coal City. It's the worst.
And Martinique?
It's so small you can't even see it on the map. No, wait. There it is. North of Jamrock, the strip of coast next to the Greater Rivershell Industrial Harbour.
Okay.
It looks downright despondent. It's almost Coal City, to be honest.
Look at the map of Martinez.
It's not really a map. It's a tourist thing. A picture
Oh.
postcard with buildings on it, drawn from an isometric perspective. A date in the upper right corner says 48.
All right.
Still, it's detailed. Could be pretty useful for scouting ahead. You see the jagged boxes of an industrial harbour, even the whirling in rags there.
That could be useful. Storekeep, can I buy these maps?
I'm sorry, officer. The map of Martinez is the only one available. The other two are not for sale anymore. And besides, you could scarcely afford them.
Gee, thanks.
They're quite valuable, though they might not look it. The map of Martinez is 90 cents, though.
Why is the one of Martinez so cheap? You seem to underestimate my resources, but sure, okay. I mean, that's exactly what I was thinking, but we're gonna go with this one.
That old thing. It's an out-of-date map of a tourist location that never was nor came to be.
Oh, so it's basically
From when
garbage?
some design studio people tried to spruce the place up 4 or 5 years ago. They also renovated the horse statue, set up those coin-operated viewers, and designed the new street lamps.
Which we may have knocked one
The
over.
place does not look like a successful tourist trap, does it?
What happened then?
They didn't get that far, for some reason. A shame the project never got going. Would be nice if someone fixed Martinez up. All these ruins are bad for business.
Why would we steal? Let's just buy the map of Martinez.
Always good to be informed of your surroundings.
Of course. Okay, so can we look at that? We can interact with it, right? So let's
The
see.
worn map features the patchwork grid of the streets of Martinez, with directions to appropriately touristy locations. Year 48
Okay.
resides on the upper right corner.
Trace a path through the grid.
Your finger moves through the various streets, across Rue de Saint-Ghislain and Rue Saint-Cypar, over Saint-Brun
These are not how I would
and
pronounce them in my
Martinez
head.
North. Finally, coming to a halt on the spot where you are currently standing, although the map gives no such indication itself.
For a more detailed view of the map, go to your journal and select the Map tab.
Okay. I've been wondering about that. Let's see. Map. Oh, nice. Okay, and it said something about we had fast travel there, right? So these are found white trucks. Those on white are available to try now. Oh, that's cool. Knick-knack stand. Set of tracks. Huh. Okay. Interesting. And what was over here?
This bookstore is not strictly about crime, romance, and biographies of famous people. There's also a wide range of paranatural literature.
I know we've already done this before, but now that we've learned about Morel, I wonder if we might have any new dialogue.
Sir, please, no browsing in that shelf. That wisdom is not for free. I
Okay.
can't have you end up, like, opening a police store next door and stealing my customers. Oh, no.
Okay. Well, whatever then. All right. What are we looking at? Everyone knows the most interesting thing about fascists was their magic. What? Okay, so we could buy some books. I don't know if they'll be useful. The map should be useful, though. I don't know. Do we need to talk to her? We can look on our map and see. Knick-knack stand, damaged ledger. I guess, what can we have the ledger, right? Oh, but that we don't want to do that because that's opening up. Well, I'm actually just a little bit curious. Ledger. Okay. If we
It's the ledger you found in the
attempt
trash.
to open
a
it.
cabbage of papers hanging from the board, with the permeables drawer inside. It's barely held together by a clip. then made complete by the faint smell
What
of
are we gonna
urinal
find
cleaner.
inside?
Just relax. The two sides of the board are slightly misaligned, like a drawer that's come off the slides. All you need to do is bend the plastic on your knee, slowly.
Okay.
The slides snap back into place. It should be possible to just, you know.
Wait, somehow I don't want to. Slide the drawer open.
Without resistance or sound, the two panels move against each other. The compartment is now open.
What's inside?
2 ticket stubs and a handmade postcard.
Oh, well, that wasn't what I expected. Let's look at the ticket stubs.
2 octopuses are smiling, reaching their tentacles toward each other in the colored pencil drawings. The tickets permit access to the zoo in Revachol East. The aquarium costs extra. These let you go there too.
Okay, pick up the card.
Thin wax paper has been glued to a piece of cardboard. Sounds like leaves rustling when you pick it up. You see violet flowers, floral patterns, patches of glue.
Smell it first because of the flowers?
It smells of chewing gum, apricot flavored.
Huh.
A touch of cinnamon, the end of summer. You think the label says tutti frutti.
Open it.
Familiar handwriting lines the inside of the card. Looped, round letters in a woman's hand.
Do we have a wife or a girlfriend?
A young woman in her 20s. There is care, effort,
I wonder.
and a smile, you think. Although that is not something you can read from someone's
I mean, we
handwriting.
had this hidden in our clipboard, right? So,
Harry, it begins.
okay.
You're already reading. I wanted to write you a letter so you can read it when you wake up. Maybe it will make you happy.
Keep reading.
Your hand shakes holding the card. Every morning when I step out and you're asleep behind me, it says, I find a little piece of sadness in me. I carry it in my chest, down Voyager Road.
Okay.
Every step I take, it grows. By the time I reach the fuel station, it has filled me entirely. I step onto the light rail and look back. Sparks fall from the bow collector. I know it will be like this until late afternoon, when I get off the 42 and walk back to you.
Okay, we gotta read more. We gotta learn more about ourselves.
You. Every step I take will get lighter. It almost makes me run. Sometimes I do. I can't believe I met you. I can't believe the happiness I feel with you. You have a vast, vast soul, and I will always, always, always come back to it.
Uh-oh. Why do I feel like maybe there's a but?
Kisses, kisses, kisses. You feel the air sucked out of your lungs and the blood sucked out of your head. Everything around you gets dark. Small white dots appear.
Okay.
Sparks fall like snow from the bow collector. A streetcar distancing.
Are we gonna figure out where we live?
You feel the ledger slip from your hand. No. Hold on.
Oh, okay, hold on.
To what? There's nothing.
Who knows?
Detective, is everything all right?
Fall sideways? What happens now? What did we do? Did we just pass out? What? What in the world? I don't even know. What? Begin?
There is nothing. Again.
Nothing.
Nothing sad, brother. No treachery, just blackout.
Just lie there passed out?
Well, almost nothing. There is the ground below you. That's
Okay.
still there. And the small light that's on, fluttering, somewhere in the basal ganglia.
Who's that?
That's me. Blue eyes, that's me.
And who was that?
Who was what?
He speaks of the sickening longing, the unwell emotion. Even in the darkness, he's grasping for it. Still trying to hold on to the great sorrows slipping in the water. Slimy.
Yeah, that's the stuff?
Here in the paleo-mammalian cortex, we call it
This is weird.
the shadow.
Okay.
Because it's always there.
White morning?
Tell him. Tell him.
Ah, yes. In the olfactory system, they call it the apricot chewing gum scented one. It's unhealthy of them to linger on it so. But as they say, what do you do?
It smelled so nice.
It didn't smell nice.
Why?
It smelled like betrayal.
Was that the X something? The ... Where is Voyager Road? So my name appears to be Harry. We already know that. There was something about a bow collector too. Was that the X something?
Bloated corpse of the past resurfacing.
No, it was beautiful.
Beautiful. Believe me, stupid ape. Its lack of beauty was not the problem.
Okay, where is Voyager Road?
There is no Voyager Road. There are no roads, no houses, no lights in the windows. It's all on pause.
Okay, so my name appears to be Harry.
Your name is cool.
No, it's not.
It certainly ain't Harry.
Yes, it is. Then what is it?
Your name is passed out on the ground, dragged around by one of the other evil apes. They're taking you somewhere.
Probably, hopefully, to a hospital. There was something about a bow collector too.
Yeah, man. What was that about?
Okay, enough just lie there motionless?
You think they would let you? Until you disintegrate into biomolecules? No. Someone is breathing on your face now, inspecting your pupils, stupid idiot.
I'm not coming back. What is that? It's cold? What? Well, I am coming back. I want to come back. What is that? It's cold.
Yes, they're pouring something on you. It's in you.
Is it
and
water?
It's delicious.
Uh,
Glowing lights on a dashboard emerge out of nothingness.
okay. Where am I?
In the upholstered cabin of Lieutenant Kitsuragi's motor carriage, seated in the driver's basket. The air is thick with leatherworks and heavy fuel oil. Cold water runs down your chin.
It was water then. Okay.
Drink. Water.
All right. The lieutenant is extending a small canister to your mouth. Let's drink.
The water is cold, silvery, the stuff of life itself as it pours down your parched throat. The pounding in your head recedes. The darkness parts.
Awesome. I'm glad we had Lieutenant Kim there.
Drink. You haven't drunk water in 2 days. Did you know the human body is not made to survive on alcohol alone? You need a secondary form of hydration.
Yes, we do. Drink.
With greedy gulps, you down half a liter of cold water. Some of it spills on the driver's seat. The lieutenant pays no heed to it.
All right, continue.
What happened?
I should ask you the same. I came in contact with the burnout ruins of the past, Lieutenant. I was dehydrated. It won't happen again. I start climbing out of the motor car. I should ask you the same.
You were reading your paperwork. Then you passed out. I carried you to my kinema to take you to a hospital. Then you came to.
Okay, that's what I thought. That he was going to take us to a hospital.
10 minutes, maybe.
That's not bad. Well, let's be honest. We'll open up because, I mean, he's kind of become our friend, right? And I feel like we have to trust each other. So he needs to know what's going on. I came in contact with the burnt out ruins of the past, Lieutenant.
That does sometimes happen.
He hands you the remains of your
He
leisure.
replies with such understanding, it's as if the burnt-out ruins of the past were an occupational hazard. Athlete's foot for cops.
I mean, okay.
You dropped these. Are you okay to proceed?
Let's see. Let's solve this case or just nod. Let's just nod. That seems more in line.
Good.
Okay. Well, that was definitely interesting. Alright, so we have some thoughts we got. What did we get? The bow collector. That would give us like negatives on both. How would we do this? Okay. Sparks fall like snow from the bow collector of streetcar number 42, slowly down the slope from Voyager Road, then east on B206 across the river, where there are no close factories or ruins to study. At the academy, electrical cables run overhead, and the bow collector draws across them like a musical instrument. A flash. She's standing at the rear window, holding onto the rail, in a spring coat, waving at you. I think we should internalize this. I mean, I guess we're gonna lose a little bit of authority in the meantime, but I think that might tell us where we were coming from, right? Another minus authority. It says temporary, so little guy gets further and further away. You see yourself from above. You're passed out on the blue tiles of the hostel room floor. Even from this distance, you can see your eyelids flutter at the mention of what? A great white object, letting out its sweet smell like a lily of the valley. The little man's forgotten its name, but he still remembers the feeling. And look, he moves. The feeling animates him. He instinctively reaches out for the feeling's best friend, a bottle of Commodore Red. He puts on his disco clothes and gets smaller and smaller. Okay. Let's not do that one. That one sounds perverse. Alright. But the other one sounds like it could get us a location on where we live. Alright. So, let's look at our map again. What else can we do? Punch clock, payphone. Interfacing. Knick-knack stand. There was something at the knick-knack stand. Okay.
The Ledger of Failure and Hatred is a special item that can be used both as an interactable and a tool equipped in your held slot for skill bonuses. Find it under the Tools tab in your inventory.
Interesting. Tools. Okay, so we end up with -2 authority, but +1 empathy, +1 inland empire. This is the same ledger you found in the trash, only worse somehow. It makes you think about the letter, about the woman's handwriting, about not wanting to get out of the bed in the morning. Interesting. Okay. Let's go back to the bookstore. What time is it? Okay, it's only 1:37. That's fine. We still got plenty of time. Because apparently there is a check we can do somewhere. Was it here? I don't remember. Knick-knack stand. Oh no, it's... Where is that at? That must be like... Because we're way down here? Okay. So it's not at the bookstore. It's got to be maybe up by the dock. We can see. There was a little stand there. I didn't remember it having anything we could do with it though, but who knows? No, it still says we're here. So I don't know. Maybe it's elsewhere. Well, I guess we could try talking to Everard. Well, no, because it said we have to get the signatures, right? There's a church there. Have we been to that church? I don't know. Let's go. It said we had fast travel to the fisherman shacks, but I don't know how to do that. Punch clock, payphone. We could try that while we're here. I mean, we might as well. I think we probably have already tried it before, but maybe there was something else that we could do with it. Like, we might have a skill point we could use and find out, like, what its purpose was, right? Was this?
The already familiar cold touch of plastic welcomes you
Interfacing.
as you pick up the handset.
Okay, so we heard your name and we got long way home. We should be able to get it. Let's try it.
Your fingers run over the dial pad. 005. That's the dialing code for Revachol.
We're learning about our past today.
4952, and a moment of hesitation before entering the final numbers. 993.
Okay.
Calling. Calling.
Is anyone going to answer?
Still calling. Then,
Still calling?
Video Revachol, 24-hour video rental. You rent 8 and 10 millimeter film for home use. This is Lamy. How may I help you?
Okay.
the voice of a youngster on the other end sounds as enthusiastic as that of a man walking towards the gallows.
What is this place?
Video Revachol is a 24-hour video rental. We rent 8 and 10 millimeter film for home use. This is Lamy.
No, I mean, what is this place to me?
Sir, I don't know. It's a video rental. Maybe you rent videos here.
Do you know me?
No.
Why did I call you?
Maybe you called to extend your rental period? Do you need to extend your rental period?
We're not going to go with the Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau anymore. My name is Harrier Dubois. Do you have anything on my name?
Let me fire up the machine. Dubois. Dubois. Here we are.
Okay.
You haven't rented anything in 5 years, but you still have a copy of Blue Ocean Hell from November 46. Whoa, not a fun film, that one.
What kind of film is that?
It's not an easy watch. After the death of his daughter and subsequent divorce, Ziemsk immigrant Egidius Wojcik tries to come to terms with the onset of dementia.
Okay.
No wonder no one's been missing it. Still, it would be great if you could return it to us. We're on the corner of Voyager and Maine.
Okay.
The call is terminated by the other party. You're left with the discomforting sound of the disconnect tone.
All right. Well, that's another check done, right? Okay. The set of tracks, I think, isn't that behind the Whirling in Rags? I don't know where this knick-knack stand is, unless it's just outside or something. It's not this, is it? We've already opened this, I think.
The file cabinet stands steady as ever.
Yeah, okay.
The drawer
it
slides
wasn't
shut.
that.
Smooth.
I guess let's what is this? Oh. Okay, sure. It's just sitting there. I'll take some extra morale. We have like 8 now that we can use. Alright, let's go ahead and head down. I really want to find do we talk to him? I mean, he's right there. I don't know if this is a good idea, but at the same time, all right, this is going to go badly, but we got to do it.
Right to work! Right to work! Shame on you!
I think you may be able to help me decipher some tattoos. So let's take out the picture.
Don't think so.
They were on the body of the man who was hanged behind the cafeteria there. It was on your colonel. Yeah, let's say that. Give him the photo.
Wordless, he takes the photo and looks at it. Grey eyes dart back and forth on the glossy surface. His face is unmoving.
Okay, how's this gonna go?
Hard as a stone, but beneath it.
Loincloths. Really did him in.
Loincloths?
Yeah.
Can you tell me what the tattoo means?
What it means.
He points to one tiny star in the web of lines, away from the man's heart, almost on his stomach.
In what must have been Semonine.
Okay.
I can tell you what this one means. Only one. You want to hear what happened here?
Yes.
Our colonel is deep in the bush here. Deep in the bush in Benital, 41. Monsoon season. He's on a reconnaissance mission.
Benital is one of the inhabited islands of the Semonese archipelago near the Pale. Covered in jungle, it was anchor point for the Semonese nationalists in the proxy war held on the islanders' territory.
Okay.
He spent a month behind enemy lines, scouting kept villages. Nothing but bugs and snakes for fun. Men are getting restless. There's talk of switching employers.
He licks his lips as if drunk suddenly.
with some strange emotion. This is about to get really graphic. Last moment to back off.
Don't interrupt him here. We gotta know. We gotta figure out what this guy's
Our
about.
boy. He's only a captain then, but he knows how these men think. If they don't see action soon,
His voice gets strangely quiet. A long, long way from right to work. His gaze pierces the paper.
at dawn, he comes upon two kids, breeding in the bushes by the river. Or maybe they weren't breeding. Maybe they were just making eyes at each other. I like to think they were breeding.
Okay.
We shot the boy. He was useless, but the girl, she was nice. A little fat, you know, but not too old.
So far, what I'm hearing is the allegations are true, and he probably deserved what he got.
She was quite the entertainment. For the week she lasted, expired in the hands of Sarge Mason. The kind of guy who'd make Chief there his pants and cry like a...
Uh-huh. Talking about the man on the gates is that the guy that gave us some money a while back?
Mason couldn't let go.
Oh
Cut
my
the
gosh, are
off
you
her
kidding
cold
me?
body and ate them.
And you think it's funny?
Said primitive spirits were watching over him now. Drowned in a creek
right.
a week later. Spirits, my...
I mean,
Something stirs in your stomach.
you were there, you're not really a scab leader, you can have that. You were there?
No, I was somewhere else. That's just a guess as to what this one little star on his belly might mean. I'm just a bouncer.
You're not really a scab leader.
Mask is getting sweaty. I want to take my mask off.
Can I have it back?
Go ahead. All right now.
Okay.
Free commerce! Keep the goods flowing!
Ugh, I don't like this guy.
On the photo in your hands, the dead man's skin is studded with stars. Tens, hundreds of them, littering his dead skin.
Are you a mercenary hired by Wild Pines?
Free flow of commerce!
The man yells and wipes his face. Sweat is dripping down his brow. Say very quietly, is there a tribunal being convened by any chance? He breathes out slowly, his giant chest deflating and his mouth slightly open.
You hear a tiny rattle, a small radio, cracking somewhere. An earpiece.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to interpret that as a yes. There's a tribunal, and it won't be long until it's ready.
Mm-hmm.
How about you off now, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, of course.
Okay.
The man's breathing steadies, but his eyes are still narrow. Slowly, he's trying to get his right-to-work dance back on.
Uh-huh. I'm just gonna leave now. Yeah, that was intense. All right. So, what else do we have? We did talk to him. I think the set of tracks is behind the whirling in Rex. I swear I thought we looked at him, but maybe not. It's 4 o'clock. I wonder when it counts as evening. I'm guessing another hour or two. I don't know. Let's see. It's these, right? Maybe we look at them again. Or is this not it?
What do you see?
Yeah, we already looked at those. Where are the tracks that we're supposed to look at then? Are they out here? Because there were tracks out here. But I thought, was it this?
You see a set of tire tracks in the brown
Oh,
slush
it
that
was
covers
this.
the plaza mosaic.
Okay, reconstruct the movement because we found the sunken motor carriage. Okay.
The tire tracks were left here by an unknown event that took place some days ago.
We know what
It's
the
a
event
message,
was.
written in the language of burnt rubber.
So we started here, crashed into the gate, reversed, and then turned over here. Okay.
Some of that rubber stuck to the tiles right in front of the whirling in rags. This is point A. The driver started there
That would be us.
and then accelerated straight into the fence, left a hole big enough for the Franco-Nigerian cavalry, according to the cafeteria manager.
And then what happened next?
The driver proceeded to back out of the yard, barely stopping before hitting the adjacent building.
Uh-huh. And then?
Before heading south. Must have been in a hurry.
This is where I started off with my motor carriage before sinking it in the sea.
No wonder the cafeteria manager seemed frustrated when he was giving us directions to the yard.
Mm-hmm. I would imagine so.
You did provide us with a very convenient access point to the crime scene.
We did indeed. That's Kim, always looking on the bright side. Okay. What else do we got? We have... I don't know. We're not doing measure head. That's silly. We don't need to do that. What else do we have? Backyard wall. Sleeping dock worker. Trash container. I don't know. We don't need... We got the key. We don't need to do that check. I really want to find the secret entrance, though. Is there some way we can find that? I don't know. And we're sure it's not, like, out here. Like, if I have, for example, the crowbar in hand. We've got the crowbar in hand. I can't, like,
You see
pry
a
it
heavy
open.
steel door with a prominent dimple lock.
Try and push on
The
it.
door does not budge.
Touch
The
it.
cobalt blue surface, old cobalt paint.
Is there
Ruffled.
anything
It leads
else
to a
here?
side building, adjacent to this one. The old building next to this, half ruined.
Okay. So I don't know. Maybe the secret passage is upstairs. We can go look. Let's see. Maybe we'll find something. Can we go in here?
The door is closed.
Knock again.
Still nothing. The lieutenant gives you a quick glance.
What about through here? Can we get through here? No. Okay. Is there anything out the balcony? We can look. I don't think there is, but maybe we missed something? I just don't see anything. Oh, what's this? A gust of briny wind washes over you? Oh, okay. Yeah, I just don't see any... Unless there's some way we can get back there. Which I just don't know. I think, let's go talk to the cafeteria manager again. Maybe we can... I don't know. Maybe we can tell him we found something else and get some more dialogue options. Let's see.
Hey, was there something you needed?
I saw another thing at the whirling.
Another thing. Great. I love those.
Okay, so let's ask about the door again.
Oh, yes, that door, sure. There's nothing mysterious about it. It's just a door.
Do you know what's behind it, though?
No, I don't have a key. I don't know how to get there. And I don't care either. It's not like I've been wondering about it for 10 years. It's just a frit warehouse, probably.
So I feel like...
Or some boring storage space with a bunch of old junk and dust. Junk and dust.
Yeah.
He's attempting to maintain an air of indifference. It's absolutely not convincing.
I think you'd like to know what's back there.
Fine, okay, a little. But my job doesn't leave me time for wondering about one locked door in one of the
I wonder if
cafeterias
there's a
I
way
manage.
we can unlock it.
So, I haven't opened it. I have cleaned the whole place 100 times over, though. after the animals. And I haven't found a key, so good luck with that.
Okay, so maybe we can somehow locate a key somewhere in something. What? Why can we do something with this? Oh, we can take that. Okay. Yeah, sure. Why not? That gives us help. All right. I don't see anything else right now. I guess for now, let's go to the fisherman shacks and see if there's anything else that we can explore. Like maybe we can find Morale. I know she said, let's go talk to her again. She said she had found him. Or she had met him, and then they went farther on down, I think. So we may need to go down the beach a bit more, possibly. Let's talk to her again.
Hi, the sea's gonna calm down soon. I can feel it.
Oh.
The wind is turning southeast. What's on your mind, officer?
So that's my motor carriage in the sea, by the way. Point to the second vehicle.
Oh. That's good to know, I guess. Why is it in the sea?
It was an accident. I'm sorry. I got drunk and apparently drove it in the sea.
This calls for a funeral, if you ask me.
You're suggesting we honor the carcass of my former motor carriage? No, that's senseless sentimentality. Inanimate objects don't have souls. I'm actually in the middle of a murder investigation right now. You're suggesting we honor the carcass of my former motor carriage?
Hi. Feels deserved, don't you think? Falling in the line of duty like that and all?
I mean, I don't think they have funerals for motor carriages. What an odd thought. Maybe I should. I don't want a funeral. I hate death. What an odd thought. Maybe I should. Let's humor her.
Why odd? Our things are a part of our life world. They're made with our human sweat and they share human history. We should care about them as we care about humans. To some extent, at least.
Life world? Someone's been reading up on last century Gottwaldian philosophers. Play it cool now.
All right, I'm in, but organizing a funeral takes a lot of time and effort, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. You won't even be able to get it out of the water before early June. And where are you going to bury it? Who to invite? What music to play at the wake? Take it from someone who's been through a few funerals. It's easiest to just leave them there and let nature take care of it.
That's probably true.
That's all we have time for right now anyway. Come back here in June and see how you feel about it then. It's not like it's going anywhere.
Let's see. It's a pity we don't get to do more frivolous side activities like rejuvenate the doomed commercial area, or let's focus on things we can actually do, all right? Well, it's a pity we don't get to do more frivolous side activities.
Yes, that is a pity. But for now, let's focus on the things we do get to do.
Right.
Like the murder investigation, for example.
Okay, so I'm looking for someone else. I'm looking for the missing cryptozoologist.
I don't think I know what these are. Care to elaborate?
That was the people who look for animals. Mainstream scientists deny it
like
exists.
snowmen.
Right.
Two odd guys have been wandering around here.
Where did they
Nose
go
in
again?
Sand, talking. Don't really know. Further down the peninsula, I guess. I mean, that's where they were heading. Who else are you looking for besides snowmen?
All right, that's it.
Well, how can I assist you then, officer?
All right, what did we get? -1. Kim's presence makes it awkward. Don't know a good spot yet. Maybe we end up asking her out. I don't know. But then who was this lady that we were with? We do need... Okay, so we need to go north. There's apparently a church somewhere. Okay, it's not going to be that way. All right, so let's see. I guess we got to go this way. Can we go up that way? No, we got to go over here. Maybe around this way. Yeah, okay. Okay, oh, what's this? Something in here? Let's see. Maybe someone hid some more real there. No, we got a book, a primer for small kids. Okay, what is this all about? Oh, it is in here. A primer for small kids. Where's that? This one. Interact.
You hold in your hand the colorful primer. The title reads, A Primer for Small Kids. There's a bear involved.
Exactly what I need. Flip through the pages.
Every page has one word designating one letter of the alphabet with a faded illustration. Most of them are scientific and cultural principles. It goes as follows.
Let's do this.
A is for azimuth. B is for Boreas. C is for cosine. D is for diamite. E
Okay.
is for ellipse. F is for phlogiston.
Ellipse.
G
That's not how you
is for
spell
gamete.
ellipse. Uh-huh.
H is for homeboy.
Oh my
I
gosh, they
is for
said H.
econ.
That's not how you
J
pronounce
is
that.
for Eura. K is for collapse. L is for laudanum. M is for myriad. N is for nadir. O is for aureole. P is for perihelion.
Nod stoically.
Q is for quasar.
We're almost done.
R is for rhododendron. S
None of
is for
these things
sinus.
are like
T
related.
is for tricolor. U is for ultra.
It's
V
just random
is for vector.
fancy sounding words.
W is for Wahrheit. X is for xylophone. Y is for Ustava.
Okay.
Z is for zenith.
That's it.
That's it. You know the alphabet now.
I'm so glad. In what is called the the international language, developed by scientists from Grad in the 20s, sinus means sign, for example. Kim, I know the alphabet now.
Good. I also know the alphabet.
I'm so glad. Exactly what I need.
This book will show you the score. Get you oriented
Oh,
with those
man.
basic concepts you appear to be hazy on. The anthropomorphic bear will give you the lowdown of your life.
On what?
The alphabet.
Oh, okay. Well, let's put the book away. That was hilarious. All right. That was my favorite response, I think. I know the alphabet now. Yay! All right. Let's get back to the investigation. We're going to look and see. We got to go north. So let's see. Oh, what's this? What do we got here? Arrest, eaten letters, read Mazout. Looks like there's a bridge up here. Well, there's so much stuff we need to, like, investigate. I should put back on... I don't need the crowbar equipped. Do I? Let me see. I guess that's fine because we have in our other hand the plastic bag. Okay, so that's fine, actually. So if we have tear, we'll be able to get it still. I don't know if it'll appear, though, so the rear tire of a motor carriage adorns these reeds. That's a Nolad then sank an unsuccessful model. Not as good as our car that we crashed. Oh, we got quick travel to the church. Okay. What's at the church? A dead phone. A smashed receiver like someone hung up too hard. Okay, oh, can we pick that up? No. Alright, what else do we got around here? What is this? Someone must have worked hard to smash the plastic dome. Yeah? Would seem like it. Are these like mouse traps? It's kind of what it looks like. Oh wait, we can actually interact with that. Is
A
it
metal
useful?
payphone under a yellow plastic dome. You could use it to call someone, unless you're out of change.
Pick up the handset. I wonder if we'll dial another number
You
if we
hear
would
the
call the
tone.
same one.
The machine is inoperable.
Is that the same number that we called before? Why would we dial a random number? I don't know. Let's just leave for now. We're not gonna dial a random number right now. Maybe later. If it was an important number, you know, like about our past or something, that'd be one thing. What is this? Oh, that's on the other side of the... Oh. Yes, that's more bottles to sell. Thank you very much. Okay. There's a lot to explore here, man. What do we got? Okay, so this is the church. Bars cover these long, dusty windows. Oh, there's some kind of mural, and there's some people here. Like a father and son.
You see a once bright mural towering above you. The signage has peeled off over the years, but you can still make out Feld Electrical R&D.
Okay, research and
A
development.
slogan used to intertwine with the loops a long time ago. Now, only a shadow of peeled letters remains. It says, "Tomorrow is just a whisper away."
Tomorrow is just a whisper
Looks
away.
like tomorrow never came.
Lieutenant raises the collar of his bomber jacket. Turn away. Let's see. Can we talk to you guys?
And Mikhail noticed the windows, especially with how there are no windows on the south side. This was to deal with.
A blind man stands next to his son, pointing to the weather-worn ruins. He sees you approaching and smiles.
You officers, come to investigate the historic subtext of West Martinez? I'm Tran Heilostam. You must be Kim Kitsuragi, right?
Oh.
I was just telling my son about this building. Not a lot of people realize the historic significance here. Very rich in hypertext.
That's interesting that he recognized Kim.
Nice to meet you.
Hold on, hypertext?
Yes, hypertext. Young Carp and the collection of cultural hyperlinks.
Wait, what was that about the windows before?
Oh yes. So Mikhail, they had to deal with monitor glare, especially in the summer. They still had vector monitors back then. That was 49 years ago. So they didn't have windows on the south wall.
Huh. You and Kim know each other?
No, I can't say that we've met before, but I've heard of Kim, of course. Mikhail, say hi to the officers.
He rests his hand on the boy's shoulder. The child stays hidden behind the hem of his father's coat, clutching to his worm-themed coloring book.
Mikhail's a little tired today. We spent all night trying to run Orbis on his radio computer. Have you heard of it? It's a programming language used in Grad. Quite tricky, but he wanted to play this Grad-made adventure program. We've been getting really into Worms lately.
The man speaks in the artificial cadence of a professor, or someone who's been on too many radio shows.
Okay.
But I assume you're not here for giant worms when there are so many real things to see. Just as I was telling Mikhail before, this is where the Coalition landed in '08. We could be standing on what is the most interesting landmark in Revachol West.
He points to the building again.
Wow, get a load of this guy. He really enjoys his trivia. The Orbis programming language was named after its inventor, Victor Orbis, a cybernetician from Grad. They run Vox in the Occidental countries.
What's so fascinating about an empty building? You look like someone who has money. Do you have any money? Great, thanks for all the interesting information. What's so fascinating about an empty old building?
Aha! But it's not just any empty old building.
He raises his hand to his eyes, springtime sun warming his handsome face. All four of you turn to admire the mural before you.
What not a lot of people know is this used to be the R&D department of Feld Electrical. And Feld,
it says it,
which
right?
now sells ink cartridges mostly, was once a top dog in the turn-of-the-century cybernetics boom.
Huh. I don't look at the building looming over you.
It looks old and weathered, with seagulls picking apart its stone and metal carcass. Bushy undergrowth has taken hold of the collapsed rooftop. Some kind of bird has set up a nest on a broken windowsill.
I don't think I've ever heard of this Feld Electrical.
That's not surprising. Only a vestigial ink cartridge and ferrotape manufacturer remains.
He adjusts his suit jacket.
They started out as a midway electronics outfit in Königstein 2 centuries ago. After an aggressive move to Revachol, Feld became a global player in the emerging personal electronics market of the pre-revolutionary era.
Okay.
Still, Tricentennial was beating them in business machines. But Feld had an ace up their sleeve, or should I say they were developing an ace up their sleeve. I'm mixing my metaphors here.
Yeah. Okay, what was that ace?
It was here in Martinez, possibly in this very building, that they developed prototypes for a tape computer.
Okay, a tape computer?
An elegant folding mechanism of rollers and ferrotape
Can we
ribbons,
see
portable
this?
enough to be a take-it-home solution, revolutionizing business machines, possibly even bring them to the average consumer. which is a feat of engineering even today's giants, Rehm, Elysium, and Zum, haven't achieved yet.
He grins, admiring the sentence he just produced.
He assumes something like a combat stance, facing the wind.
What happened?
Indeed. What?
The revolution!
The boy wipes his nose on his sleeve.
Unfortunately, their moonshot project never made it to the market. Feld's move to Revachol backfired. The revolutionary government liquefied their assets and expropriated those very advanced prototypes. Possibly from this very building, or one of the adjacent ruins.
He pauses, pointing to the other building, then continues.
All of this was built by Feld, even the boardwalk. Wild Pines built Martinez proper as a resort for their middle management. Feld built this side of town for R&D.
I see. So you're saying that Felt Electrical built this boardwalk?
Yes, they even built a pleasure wheel, but that got destroyed in the war.
A pleasure wheel?
The lieutenant looks wistfully at the horizon as if picturing gondolas rising to the sky.
Yes, to lure in their star engineers. This part of Martinez was nothing but reeds before Feld arrived. They had to make the prospect of living here attractive. It was supposed to become a global center for innovation in cybernetics. But history had other plans.
What happened to the engineers, the company people?
Oh, I'm afraid it didn't end well for the boys. But this story is a bit too dark for little Mikhail here. Now, if you were to ask about tape computers...
Wait, is he saying that we should just bypass the excesses of the revolution?
He means they all died at the hands of the communists. We're not gonna do that. That's his son. Tape computers, right?
Tape computers.
He nods, wind tasseling his suit jacket. What did the revolutionaries do with those advanced tape computers?
They used them for military communications, but also to write and send out press releases. The most notorious example being Le Décret de Mars.
Okay, what was
What's the
that?
Mars Decree? I mean the radio transmission sent out to news agencies and world governments by the newly created Commune of Revachol on the 7th of March in the year 02.
Okay.
A short-lived legislative foundation for a short-lived utopia.
Okay.
It's a beautiful piece of text, actually. A singer-songwriter I know, Charette, called it a love poem to Revachol on her political concept album, Bon Baiser dans le Lind. You should read it. Every local library in Revachol stocks a copy of the decree. I
wonder
tried
if
to
the
get
bookstore
Mikhail to
has it.
memorize it. Tried to. Someone was much too interested in worms to be paying any attention.
The kid takes a peek at the green and silver worm on the cover of the book, already forgetting about this part of the discussion.
How did those tape computers work? Did they work like radio computers?
Actually, no one knows. No one even knows what a computer made entirely of tape would look like. But word has it, they were very elegant, exquisite, alien-looking turn-of-the-century hardware.
He raises his finger, remembering something.
Buckle up.
10 years ago, I did a little freelancing, I guess you could say. I was a special consultant for an exhibition at the Womty Dumpty Dum Center in Vredefort, Oranje. It
Okay.
raised the same questions, and we had lengthy discussions with Paul Ockerman, who was head curator at the time. This was before the twins Keith and Guy Juice joined the team, trying to...
Wait, did he just say Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center?
Yes, he did.
What the is a Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center? And who the are Keith and Guy Juiced?
Okay, the Wumpty Dumpty Dom Center, Paul Ackerman, Keith, and Guy Juice. What are you talking about?
The Womty Dumpty Dum Center for Contemporary Art. The exhibition itself drew on Lagerman's notion of memory, and so there were some parallels. That's why the head curator, Paul Ockerman, chose to...
You're making this up? Turn to Lieutenant Kim. Is he making this up?
In fact, I'm not. The Womty Dumpty Dum Center is a place you can visit if you're ever in Vredefort and are ever in the market for an exhibition space / contemporary art research center.
He clears his
But
throat.
perhaps I should return to the tape computers. As I was saying, the device itself was very elegant, fragile even. One could write directly on the tape using a special chemical solution. The machine would then analyze the handwriting, perform operations, and project output onto a white screen. It was a beautiful, delicate thing.
Okay.
Made of black film and folding tape structures.
Let's see. I've seen cooler. Nod, cool. I've seen cooler things than that. The RCM should get some of those. Let's just nod and say cool.
Very, very cool. Though I understand the socio-economic causes of the revolution, it pains me to imagine the revolutionaries setting fire to this precious device. But so they did. The felt playback experiment vanished into the fires of '07.
Wait, the Feld playback experiment?
Yes, the official name of the prototype. Some sources report it as the Feld playback experience, but those are incorrect.
Why did the revolutionaries destroy it?
Who knows? Maybe it was an accident, or maybe they didn't want the technology to end up in the wrong hands. Either way, they're all gone now. All 3 versions of the prototype. Nothing but debris and ashes remain inside that building.
He takes a step back. The boardwalk creaks mournfully in the wind. I want to ask something else.
But of course. What else?
You look like someone who has money. Do you have any money? Do we really ask him that? I mean, Kim's gonna judge us. So let's just say, great, thanks for all your interesting
No, thanks to you for having me and little Mikael here to pick your brain. A very interesting conversation indeed.
Pick your brain. If anything, this was rather one-sided. He did the talking. Whatever.
Indeed, whatever. All right. And I just want to peek and see what these 2 things are. Another power box. It charges nothing now. It's empty. And what's here? The fence blocks the path. No way on from here. Oh, we got a box. With money. Oh, what is this? A Nosafed and some Real. All right. We got some nice Real here. Awesome. Well, so we got an interesting little lesson on art. And we got some Real. What's this?
The remaining windows rattle from a strong gust of wind. They're covered in a thick layer of grime. They must have been like this for 40 years.
Let's try to see inside.
Dripping water falls from a high place. All you can see is the shadow of a collapsing staircase. There's rust and corrosion on the bars. They're foaming with it. And a small layer of white salt from the sea.
Lieutenant, can you make out what's inside?
No. I won't even try. You know,
He takes his glasses off.
I had a partner once. They called him Eyes, because he had to show me things. It's that bad.
Can you still shoot though? Let's not ask that. That feels like rubbing salt in the wound, because he already had to shoot something and almost missed. Let's just nod. All right. Well, I think north of us is going to be the actual church. Like, I think this is probably this building here. That's what it looks like according to the drawing. So we'll continue around. I don't think this is here. I think that's what they were talking about. They were going to build it and then they didn't. So, man, that map is going to be super useful. I'm so glad that we found it in the bookstore, because without it, we never would have discovered this entire new area. Okay, maybe we would have eventually discovered it, since you probably can't finish the game without it, but nevertheless, we found its existence. I hope you're enjoying this as we explore an entire new area, so I hope you'll join me in the next episode. And if you like this kind of content, then please make sure to like, subscribe, follow, share, all that good stuff. If you want to watch live, we're on Twitch, YouTube, and Rumble, and the links are in the description. And if you want to see which games we're playing each day, I post them on x.com/thehour27. And I hope you'll join me in the next one. Until then, guys, bye.